What's good, y'all, man? I'm fresh off of watching Power Book 2 Ghost, first episode 101, The Stranger. And I don't know, man. It wasn't. It started off a little rough to me. It was a bit boring. Because again, I guess your mind is instantly comparing it to Power, and I feel like I just listened to a podcast, Joe Budden podcast, and they was talking about Power. The beginning of Power, we see Truth nightclub, and then a little bit later, we see Ghost and Tommy shooting somebody. Like it's a lot of stuff that happens right away in Power. So this is kind of like an introductory episode. We see some of the old characters. It's kind of an introduction, and it's like an introduction to a sequel. Like if you ever read the Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets, the least favorite book of the whole franchise, but so it's kind of like you're introducing new characters, but we already know some of the story. So yeah, it was alright, man. I think the whole college part of this is gonna get like kind of pushed to the background. It's kind of didn't care for that. It was necessary, because Tyreek had to get to meet his roommate, which is the dude who's gonna introduce him to the Tejada family, which I guess is gonna be bigger down the road. Yeah, so it was cool seeing Mary J. We didn't see her too much. It wasn't like just but it was like a nice little intro. I think they could have made her coming out scene coming at the house a little stronger, some more catchy or snazzy lines. But touche. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. She came out. She real boss like, you can tell. And her son, man, Kane like a little killer. That's Bobby Brown, the dude played Bobby Brown. I'm glad to see him in a role that's not Bobby Brown, but he her shooter. Must be her oldest, but he's her shooter. And I'm trying to see how they made that chocolate baby, because she not that dark, and the husband apparently is super light. So how they get a child this chocolate, I don't know. I'm looking at the screen, that's why I'm saying that. But I like his character. I think his character is gonna be good. I think the star of the best two actors of the show that I seen in this first episode, number one, was newcomer Method Man. I don't know, man. Method Man just kind of he brought light to a little bit of every scene he did. He did a really good job in his character. So I'm gonna be interested to seeing how he develops over the season. And I thought Tasha had a really strong episode. I know we got on Tasha a good bit sometimes in the first series, but I think Tasha came on strong this episode. So I'm excited to see where they take her character. I'm interested to see if they're gonna keep her in jail. They'll probably drag it out this whole season, and then we can kind of see it develop. And we also, this episode, saw Sax, and he's going to get on our nerves, clearly, just as much as ever. No ghost sightings. Still don't know why this show is called Power Book 2 Ghosts. We might see an appearance. I don't know. I don't feel like this episode was a setup to anything that happened from the past besides Tasha's situation. So I'm thinking if they do decide to bring Ghost back, which they got a funeral, they got a plan, so he might end up being in it, in that episode. But if once he goes to this episode, it's gonna be perfect to write him back into play on season 2 of this show, because it's gonna get good ratings to get season 2, because we watching it. We love the Power. And last but not least, I'm still up in the air of Tyreek being the main character. Like, for example, it's just growing up with a child character, it gets a bit weird, because Ghost was smashing the pieces in Power. And we saw in this episode Tyreek's roommate was smashing something, and Bobby Brown was getting some head. We don't want to see Tyreek smash nothing. Like, this little kitty Tyreek. But, man, it's going to be interesting to see if he can really hold this show on and as his own, because he's the star of it. Like, a lot of us have a love and hate relationship with Tyreek. And this episode is going to this series is going to kind of, like, really see if we really love Power, because we're going to have to deal with him. He's a really love or hate character, but that's all I got, man. This is yours truly, The Mind of Myron. I'm probably going to do a deeper podcast with Natalie, the Big Rich Town Pod So be on the lookout for that. Y'all be blessed. You dig?